Following our first in-person training of this information, we have decided to add a bonus section. There were some good questions and clarifications, so we wanted to make sure everyone received the same information. At our first training, there were a lot of questions about providing a copy of a prior written notice to parents who do not read English or read in another language. To clarify, a prior written notice must be provided to parents in a language they can read. If this is not possible, oral interpretation is acceptable. When you need a prior written notice translated, complete the prior written notice in iPlan and contact your child study secretary, letting them know translation is needed. You will want to notify the child study secretary at least 1 week in advance of when you need the prior written notice. We recognize this may be difficult to do. Once completed and signed, you will file both an English and translated version of the prior written notice. Child study secretaries are familiar with this process and can help answer your questions. We will be presenting more specific information at upcoming team meetings. Next, we wanted to share a few more options of gathering information for a second measure. These include the APES and report cards from child care centers. And finally, here are 2 examples of how you might include a second measure in a prior written notice for evaluation. The first example applies when you are choosing a specific second measure for a domain on the prior written notice. The example above, or the example shown, may be used for the intellectual section. If you plan to use the same second measure for all areas of delay, the second example could be entered under Other on the prior written notice. Thanks for tuning in to the bonus screencast.